Hey guys, hey guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. So, how is everybody doing? I'd like to say thank you first and foremost for joining me and being with me on this beautiful, yet another beautiful evening. And I'm thankful that you're here. So I just want to send you guys a nice warm welcome. Let me see how I look right now. It looks like it's lagging a little bit. So hopefully that lag will pass shortly. Yes, I think it passed. So how was everyone's day? Amazing. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope that you had a pleasant and prosperous day. My day was decent. I can't complain one bit about it. Um, it was definitely good. I feel like I'm still lagging. I don't know why. Am I lagging now? So yes, now everything is back to normal. So yes, everything was amazing today. It was a beautiful day. I can't complain about it one bit. You want to know why I can't complain? Because everything is balanced and stable at the moment. And when things are balanced and stable in your life, then you should definitely be thankful for that and try to seize that moment and that opportunity as long as you can. Because life is not always guaranteed to be amazing all the time. So, yes, I want to just hug and consume all the amazingness that I'm feeling right now because life is decent. So, for my day, how did it go? It wasn't annoying or anything, it was decent. Um, you guys know I went to the gym. I stayed a little later than normal because I like the gym and I had to stay in enough. Hey, borderline hearterish! Welcome to Hello World. Your son is so cute, Braden. He is so cute. Thank you for joining me tonight. How was your day? I was with you for part of the day. Um, so I'm glad that you had an amazing day. Yeah, he is cute. He is cute. It's always cool to see the how-to videos sometimes because, like when we're on live, I don't know about you, but sometimes you want to just switch it up because you're not sure if people want to continuously see the same thing all the time. But it's nice to break it up sometimes and see something different, even if it means that you moved into another room. It just breaks it up. Um, but yeah, I did not see the end in how the project came out because I left work at that time. So I'm sure it came out amazing. I'm sure he's probably driving you up the wall trying to play with it. And oh, that's just water. Oof. I need to put some lime in there. All you're probably hearing at the moment is just, with the cars going around the track. hmm A spider. I would have killed that spider, but that's you, not me. Little bugs creep me out, and I always feel like, you know why I don't like spiders? Because I read something where they said that when we sleep, we consume at least 100 spiders in our lifetime or something like that. I think the spider. Mm. Oh, he killed it. Okay. Um, yeah. So when I heard that, when we sleep, so I guess the way that the spiders get in is maybe sometimes we have our mouths open and a spider crawls in our mouths and we consume at least 100 spiders throughout our lifetime. Okay, well, that cheers to you. That was mommy of the protein. Ew. You're mommy of the year because This mama right here, if I had a child, I'd be like, girl or boy, go into the next room real quick. And all you hear is pop, 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 pop. Yes. So I'm glad that you guys had a fulfilling day. I'm glad that his summer is going good so far. I bet it has to take a lot just to try to find things to keep those kids active during down periods. Um, he could probably read a book a week or something. That might be an idea if he's not already doing that. Projects like that. And maybe he could start his vision board if he doesn't have one yet. You can explain to him what a vision board is, and he can start writing on it. And then boom, boom, boom. Lo and behold, Brayden will be taking care of mommy and his sister and his dad and their entire family because he came up with an idea, wrote it down in the beginning of his life. And by the time he became a teenager or an adult, boom, he has exploded into a phenom. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, my day was okay. I stayed at the gym a little longer because I had to see my little ball of inspiration. Um, and I didn't get no inspiration today, so I'm kind of upset about that, but that's okay. If I see them again, then I will definitely probably strangle something out of them. Um, ooh, oh Lord. Vision boards are for anybody that knows how to read and write. Not only is it a great project, but I guess it teaches anyone that if you look at something, because like, all right, here we go. When we grow up, right, we're like, oh, I want to be an actor, or I want to be a fire person, or I want to be a police officer, right? But we just say those things because it sounds cool. But when we actually start seeing it physically and building it physically and all the words that associate to that particular thing, then it kind of makes us aware of what we need to do in order for that thing to happen. And so it kind of brings more action to what we see, because now we are relating it to what we see versus what we're writing down, and that becomes true. Hey. So yeah, a vision board is for anybody. And yeah, it could be, and you know what? It doesn't even have to be a guided vision board. It could be just whatever they think. And also, as a parent, I would think that you would kind of understand more what is going on in your kid's life because now they're putting things on a board that may be true to them at the moment. So, like, say, for example, if they're having a problem in school, they'll actually put that out. Or if they're having a problem in other areas, then they'll actually put it out there. So then you can kind of focus in and be like, instead of asking them, you can see it written out. Ooh, maybe that's an idea too. Who knows? Um, but you know what? That actually brings me to the ending of yesterday when I was talking about helping others. What I also forgot to mention, which is very big and key, some people don't like to ask for help because they've asked for help so many times and was rejected or turned down so often that now they don't feel the courage or the desire to ask. So, yes, guys, that's why sometimes you have to just put your pride aside and just say, "Hey, can I help you with something?" Like, "Hey," or like, "Can you help me with something?" Meaning, like, you know exactly what they need, but you put it on yourself so that in turn you can end up helping them indirectly without them knowing that you really meant to help them. Yeah, so sometimes we have to trick each other into things that can make us better. But today's topic is about when things hit the fan. So I chose this topic because I was talking to a friend earlier today, who pretty much told me that uh, they got notice that their job was ending August 31st. So that's like less than a month from now. They will be jobless. And and to top it off, not only, just having that idea looming over your head, like, the income is going to stop. I have other responsibilities. It just kind of becomes overwhelming. And And what they said to me, which I can agree to, and I'm sure all of us can agree to at some point in our lives. They said, people keep saying like, hang in there, everything will be all right. Like when you just find out something like that, they got to go through the process of shock, guilt, shame, and like, why me? Woe is me, all of that. And all I could say to them was, listen, I'm not going to say any of those things because right now the reality is that it sucks. It really, really sucks. There's nothing that I can say that's going to make you or sway you to think differently because you have to go through the process of grieving, right? We can't quench people from grieving when things like that happen. Oh, I forgot to remind you guys, if you can, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Also, share the videos because we never know who may need it outside of us who watch currently and those who watch after. You never know. And we're here to help each other in the chat, me, whatever the case may be. But back to my friend, like I felt helpless for them just simply because it's like, I can only imagine because understand and know the responsibilities that they have outside of work, and that income was enough to take care of those responsibilities. And now, with only a month to try to look for something adequate enough to cover what is going to be lost, is, it's a little, it's a sore spot, and I know. So I don't know. What would you guys do when there's really nothing you can do to help someone when they're going through something that fresh? The only thing I could think of is just being a shoulder or an ear just to listen and just be there. What I did ask was, I was like, what do you think you can do to like help you get through this right at this moment, this very moment? What do you think you can do to help? Not think about the true what's going on. Or even if you have to think about what's really going on, what do you think you can do to help that, lighten the burden or lighten the blow a little bit more? And, they said there's nothing really. And at some point in time, guys, this is the truth. That's life. Sometimes there's nothing that you can do at the moment that can really help someone, but just be there and just sit there while they're moaning. You just sit there. Let them moan. Let them go through the process of that grief, that shock, that fear of the unknown. Because I feel bad. I'm thankful, and it only makes you more thankful for the things that you have. And I like to keep reminding everybody, like, you may think you have it bad now, but imagine the next person who may have it worse. And you don't even think that, or you don't even consider the fact that someone may have it worse. And right now, my life is amazing compared to what, my friend is going through at the moment. And then all I remember them saying is like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I don't. Every time I turn around, it's just nothing but bad things. It's like I can't get a break, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. That's why I named it When It Hits the Fan. Like it literally has hit the fan for them, and I don't know what else to. I don't know what to say. And I don't want to say anything that's gonna just make the situation worse. Like, hang in there. It's gonna be all right. Trust the process. Don't know. Nobody wants to hear that. That fresh in the game when they're still trying to wrap their mind around the reality of in less than 20 something days, you will have no income. Now, I don't know how to get paid, whether it's monthly, bi-monthly. I don't know. But imagine that. Imagine yourself in that situation. Because I think a lot of times, in order for us to realize and understand the truth about when someone's life hits the fan, is we have to put ourselves in their shoes. Even though we won't feel the blow 100%, At least just being in their shoes for 5 seconds to kind of understand and help them cope with the idea that it just hit the fan at your wits' end. Nowhere to seem to turn, nowhere, no reprieve anywhere. How would you feel if you had no family, no spouse to help you with the pending idea that you may not have a job, no children that you could, laugh or hug while you're going through that lonely moment? I'm not here to give answers because there really is no answer to when somebody's life hits the fan. But what we can do is properly understand that certain things should not be said because it only will make the situation worse. But to actually sit there and listen and not speak at all. Because that's what I think the best thing I can do is just sit there and not say a word and just let them talk. Doesn't matter how often they repeat the same situation, but just to let them talk because we know talking helps with healing. And if we keep quenching people's hurt and pain by saying it's going to be okay, hang in there, especially when it's fresh, there is a time and a place for everything, right? There's a time to push inspiration down someone's throat and a time when inspiration is not necessary at that moment. Because if you think about it, you are being an inspiration by just sitting there and being silent and listening. You don't physically have to speak all the time to or give your input all the time to be an encouragement. Just your presence there, just for someone to be able to confide in you. That's enough. Because as we all know, when we go through this beautiful life, sometimes people test your confidence level and you just feel like there's no one you can talk to because everyone in the past that you've spoken to has broken your trust. And when you find people or a person where you can actually put your trust in by just knowing they're not going to judge you for your situation or your circumstances or the choices that you've made in your life, whether right or wrong, that takes a lot. So if you're lucky enough to be the person that someone chooses, then just be there. So while I feel horrible for my friend and terrible, I wish I could solve the situation just like that. I can't. But the most I can do is just be there, listen, and just be there. Hey, Melissa W. Welcome to Hello World. Yes. It's a deep topic tonight because when it hits the fan, you can either save a life or a life could be lost because of maybe themselves primarily, but if they reached out to you and you did nothing. And I mean, when you do nothing, sometimes doing nothing means talking too daggone much to the point where you just drive people insane because they're not looking for you to give them answers. They're just looking for you to be like, mm, mm, help them moan and groan through their pain. I know I can think of a few times where I've had situations where I just, something shocking may have happened. And just because I was shocked, I called and said something to somebody and all I heard was, "Oh, Joy, stop." And that made me even more upset. And it just made me close off even more because I was like, I didn't call to tell you my situation because I needed you to help me. I just needed to release that moment of anxiety by telling you the experience that I had. And you just told me, "Oh, well, I never did that." And then sometimes they go and say, "Well, that never happened to me." Like, what does that have to do with you? It doesn't have anything to do with you. So that's why I say to be an effective helper is to sometimes just to sit there and moan with the person, hold them emotionally, and just moan with them. Because we're not exactly in that person's shoe, but if you can parallel and try to be like that cushion when the shoe is ripping apart, just be that thread. Like, here, I can hand you a thread. I can hand you the needle. You know what? Don't worry. Don't even worry about threading the needle. I already did it for you. So whenever you're ready to start sewing that sole back to the shoe together, I'm right here with you. I can guide you. I can be your what's that thing I'm thinking of? I can be your magnifying glass. I can hold a magnifying glass for you while you're trying to sew back that sole to the shoe. And if you think that what I'm saying is not true, think about the times in your life when stuff hit the fan and you've had the good experience and the negative experience. If you think you feel helpless because you're the person listening, imagine the person that's actually in that pair of shoes, so, who is at their wits' end. Like the the thing that makes me nervous the most about anyone who tells me that I don't know what else to do, like every time I turn around, stuff just keeps going. All I can think about is I just need to watch you for 24 hours because I don't want you to do anything to hurt yourself. Because nobody wants that on their shoulder. And it's not out of guilt that I don't want that. I just don't want anybody to hurt that much to the point where they can't see that the light is right there if they just held on a little longer. That's my reasoning why. It's not because I would feel bad that, someone may have taken their life because I wasn't there. It would be because they didn't get a chance to see the results of all of the trauma that they were going through, all of the ice and the nails that they were stepping on. Was going to be some towels and some aloe vera and some soft cotton to step on. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out because when you're on the outside looking in, you can always see the end sometimes. But when a person is inside going through, they can't see the end. And I just want to see people see what happens in the end so that they can say, you know what, I'm so glad I stuck with it. So that's why I feel so deeply about when, someone says, I don't know what else to do. Every time something potentially starts to go good, it just goes terribly wrong. I feel bad. And I also want them to experience life in a way that they never got a chance to experience it. That's just how I feel. Because if I can feel this way now, knowing what I've gone through in the past, sometimes I think I've only gone through a dark place once in my life. And did I ever consider thinking that it could be like this? No, but I'm a different person. I can tolerate a lot more. Not everybody can tolerate a lot. And hung in there because I felt like there was no other choice. But for the people who feel like there is a choice other than to hang in there, those are the ones that we need to be there for. So I get nervous. And that's why we need to be around each other more because a lot of people around us are having things hit the fan. Their life is hitting the fan. And we're complaining about superficial things like, oh, my nails didn't look right. Oh, my boss didn't give me a raise this year. It was 10% instead of 20% what I thought it was supposed to be. I didn't get a bonus. Oh, they offered me a job, but it wasn't paying enough, so I didn't take it. Meanwhile, there's other people who are dying to have a job, dying to have some income so they can leave a room that they're living in versus a house or an apartment. Come on, guys, think about it. There are grown people who are living in rooms or shelters, and they would die to be in someone else's shoe who could turn down a promotion or a job because it wasn't meeting what their expectations were. Yeah, sometimes, sometimes it is just where you shouldn't just take whatever people are giving you because they're going to rip you off in the long run. But for those who are actually in desperate need, you have nothing to complain about. And there's a lot of people who are in desperate need. Can you be that healing balm for someone else? Balm, BALM. Do you want to be? Because the way I see it is when you help someone during a rough period in their life, someone's going to be there for you during a rough period when you have in your life. Because, guys, when stuff hits the fan, that is like a lonely, dark place. And any one of us can hit that fan. Take one thing away, and that could possibly change and alter the rest of your life. So, again, appreciate what you have now. Don't take anything for granted. Never take it for granted. And I think a lot of times we kind of get complacent and think that things are supposed to go a certain way. And when they go off a little bit, just not in the exact way that you like it, you get all mad. But yet and still, everything is still pretty much balanced. You haven't gone down. That roller coaster ride didn't just free fall. For somebody, it free fell for them. And that free fall with no bottom gives you a heart attack. Somebody's having a heart attack right now of emotions because stuff is hitting the fan that hard. They're out of control. And we're over here just a little ripple. We need to have more compassion for our own situation first. Be compassionate to yourself that things are decent. They may not be optimal, but if they're decent, enjoy it. And if you want it to be better, work for it to be better. If you feel like there's no way that it can get better, then be thankful that it is where it is. Because you can be free falling at any moment in a dark hole. You can't see anything around you. You don't know if you're going to hit something or if you're going to keep on falling and you just have a heart attack. You can start to be that light or that break for someone who is free falling. But will you have enough time to put aside to help somebody? Will you rush somebody off the phone or rush somebody out of your presence because you feel like you have something else better to do? Because you're like, oh, well, it'll be all right. Hang in there. No, they're in dire need. They need you. Can you be that support? Can you spare a half hour to an hour just to give somebody who's in dire need? All they need is your time and your ear and your shoulder to cry on. Are you willing to do that? Right? Because when you do, you're helping to heal the next person that's gonna make a big imprint in our society, in our world. Will you always see the end result? Not necessarily, but you help somebody to move on to better and help them to live another day. I'm gonna call my friend after we get off of this live just to make sure that they're all right and to know that I'm here. It's not easy, guys, especially when you think you're doing it all by yourself. Imagine that. Some of us are blessed to have spouses and children to kind of help you ignore the pain a little bit. But for some, there are truly people out there that don't have any support. Turn around, they can't find a spouse. Turn around, they can't find a job. Turn around, their family's in shambles. Turn around, they don't have many friends. Turn around, it can go on. There are a lot of lonely people in our world, and it only takes us a few moments of our time to just acknowledge their presence. Hey, would you like to go for coffee sometime? Hey, give me a call sometime. You don't always have to point out things that are wrong with other people. You can always just be like, hey, I need to talk. And then let them do 90% of the talking. Give of yourself. That's what we're here for. Give of yourself. Now, I don't recommend giving up of yourself to the point where you become consumed and feel like you're the one who is losing everything. No, just balance it. Be able to balance it where you can function and help, and also be able to, once you're done with them, be able to go on with your life and whatever you have going on, because you can't neglect whatever you have going on because someone else is going through something traumatic, right? So we have to be able to balance that. Be a support, but also be able to live your life. Sometimes when you're a support, you can't divvy up that time, but it takes time to balance that out, to learn how to balance, being a support and also just being able to live your life. But practice makes perfect. I realize now I don't like regular water. Woo! I like my little lime water instead. For all of us who have it pretty good in life, we are supposed to be commissioned. I feel like we're commissioned to be able to help others, to be that support, that ear. Give your time. Even if it's 5 minutes, just give your time. You know, you can give your time to the most to the group of people who are probably neglected the most, our seniors and our homeless. Imagine if you outlived everyone. All you want to do is talk to people. Nobody comes to visit you except for a nurse who may not have enough time to sit there and talk with you. Give it your time. Volunteer. Start volunteering if you haven't. You think you have no time, you have an hour to spare. Give an hour of your time. Find some place to volunteer and give an hour. Just an hour, once a month, once a week, whatever you can spare. You can spare helping someone else. I don't care. There's no negotiating in that matter. You have time. You have an hour to give to help someone else. You do. Because we find plenty of time to watch 3 and 4 hours of TV at one time. Cut your hours down to maybe 2.5 hours and give one of that to someone who you can actually physically touch and hear and talk to. You can help save their life. Give an hour. Volunteer somewhere. If you don't want to go and volunteer somewhere, maybe there are support groups that you can join. There's Facebook support groups, there's telephone support groups. There's so many different things. Get creative. Make your own support group. Hour. We all have at least an hour to spare. At least. I don't care if you have kids. You have an hour. You find an hour to be in that bathroom to hide from them, don't you? Use that hour, use a half hour for yourself, and then another half hour helping someone else. Break it up. And then once you give you a little half hour there, give you a little half hour somewhere else. But give an hour a day to someone other than yourself to help a cause. I dare you. You ask me, what about me? I feel like I always give my time to others. I really do. I really do feel like I give my time to others. So I give more than an hour. I give more than an hour. I met this guy earlier today at my job, and turns out he's an author as well. I was like, yeah, you should call into my Hello World show. And he said he's going to call in one day. Um, I'm going to grab his business card real quick. I'm sorry to jump off topic like that, but you guys understand. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is his business card. And this is the book that he wrote. He said, this book is good for young adults. He has published 14 books throughout his life. 14 books. And you know what? He bought my book today. Yes, he did. He bought my book. He said he loved it. And if you want to buy my book too, you can go down in the description below. I have 2 links because there's 2 separate books and a website. I have to throw that in there. Yes. I feel like I'm an unlimited support system to a lot of people. You know, to my family, to my friends, to random people, strangers, to the people at my job. And I enjoy doing it because I just want people to experience a little bit of the very essence and fruit and the sweetest part of life. I think we all deserve that. I keep saying that almost every day. We all deserve to get that just right sweetness that life can offer that we may not have been able to tap into because we just needed time and people to help us get through some of the humps and dumps and boulders in our lives, right? So now I'm going to encourage you because if you feel like you've passed that morning part, you've passed the morning part of whatever you're going through, and you just see a roadblock, I say take your foot and your heel and just break through that wall. You're strong enough. Yes, you are. Take your fist, break that wall, even if you have to go that way a few times. Break it down. Or if you don't want to get physical, climb that wall and get to your next destination. You have no choice in the matter. You cannot give up. No, no such thing as giving up over here. If you want to give up, then I suggest you not watch me. Because if I get an inkling or an idea that you're trying to give up, oh, I'm going to take a string. Wait, I'm going to take my little fishing hook, make sure I get it real deep in there, and I'm going to pull you back until I break my back. Okay, I'm not going to break my back, but I'm going to pull you back as hard as I can because you deserve an amazing life. I deserve an amazing life. And if people were not patient with me, yes, I wouldn't be able to see the fruit of my labor or their labor at this very moment. So you have no choice in giving up with me if I'm around, or if I'm around you, you have no choice. I'm not going to make it easy for you and pat you on your back. No, because sometimes we need that little tough love, especially if we've been coddled for too long. Because a lot of us have been coddled all our lives for way too long, and it's time for us to stop being coddled, get a few calluses on your hand, and calluses in your emotions and come on and get back with it. There's too much work to be done for your own life and people who you need to encourage and inspire, that are just waiting for someone, which is you, right? Because I believe that there are certain things that we're supposed to do with our life, and it's like a chain of effects or a chain of events that happen. And if you miss that part of the chain, things just won't be right until you get that chain, get in line, and then things will start moving accordingly. You don't want to, what? You want to lose weight? You want to lose weight and you say, oh, I can't. Man, don't tell me that mess. Don't tell me that mess. There's too many things. I don't want to hear any, oh, you have, okay, fine. You have an ailment. Okay, I agree with you. You have an ailment. But you can do other things with other parts of your body. Ask your doctor what you can do that will get you to your optimal, will keep you healthy. Then do that. See, there's no excuse. Or you want to lose weight, but you can't exercise, maybe change your eating habits. Maybe, walk slowly a little bit more around. You may be on sick leave now, but did your doctor restrict you from walking around the corner or walking around the block from your house a few times a day? If you don't have that restriction, then walking is pretty good for you. And eating healthy is definitely good for you. So where's the excuse? Will it happen as fast as you would expect or would like? No. But all good things take time. All I'm saying is do your best to live your full potential. And if you keep on delaying your full potential, you will not get that sweetness in life. Mm. You remember, how that fruit when it's just right? Or, oh man, you guys have to taste bananas from overseas. Some bananas taste just like candy. Not like the bananas we get shipped here, but I'm talking about like candy to the point where you're like, I've never tasted a banana like that. Or that peach, or that nectarine, or that plum, or that apple. Just hit that spot real good. That's what I'm talking about, the part of life that we can experience if we just try to live to our potential. Let go and live. And some of us, a lot of us, just come up with excuses in our own mind to stop us from doing stuff. Yes, we do. You know, the only person who's going to push you harder is yourself. Are you willing to push yourself a little harder? Or, okay, fine. You need a treat? Push yourself to the point where, okay, if you do X, Y, and Z, this is going to be your treat. Maybe ice cream. That's lovely. Maybe a trip to the mall to buy something, a shirt or an outfit, or maybe a video game, or, whatever it is that you love if you push yourself enough. And I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about emotionally, mentally. Push yourself. Stop delaying life. Stop making excuses for things that are inexcusable. Yes. You have to be the difference. You're human. You put on this earth to be the difference. You have to change things for the better every single day. So what are we waiting for again? When you're able to get out of whatever funk that you go through in life, because I know and I truly believe that we are all able to get out of our funks. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it takes a short time. I think it all depends on you, how long it will take ultimately. But once you're out, that marathon is going to be so much better because you get the extra win. You get the second win. You're able to go another 20 miles just jogging along. Even if you have to slow down and walk, then you can pick up jogging again because life is a marathon, right? I think we sometimes think that we have to run in order to keep up with the pace of life. No, the pace of life is a part of how you are able to handle it, right? So if right now you're going through stumbling blocks, the pace of life is saying, you know what? I'm going to hold back and wait for you to catch up. It's not going to continue to fast forward. But if you continue to say, no, I can't, then life will just go to the left and you'll miss out because you no longer want to try to keep up with the pace. That's when life is no good because you didn't put the effort in. So you see, at the end of the day, it's you versus you. And when it's you versus you, you'll understand that you need your support system. You'll understand that you'll have downtimes from time to time. You'll understand that while you have your support system, you've learned to know who you are. So you gotta get your little things to get you back into motion. And you learn that life isn't a race, but it's a marathon. And because it's a marathon, you know that, you know what? I'm gonna start going back into pace because I see the goal because I'm starting to catch up to what it is. And life will start to say, okay, you know how they have the string and the dollar hanging in front of the string, and then people are just running after that dollar. That's what life is. And you'll be able to, and you won't even have to try to catch the dollar, right? Because it's going to multiply and start dropping on the floor. And while it's dropping on the floor, it's going through the air, and you're just picking up little pieces here and there. And you're enjoying just being able to grab hold of all those different dollars and hundreds and whatever the case may be, emotions, relationships. You're getting all of those because you're carrying on. And you're not trying to run past life. Because a lot of times we try to run past life, we don't get to enjoy it. Balance, keep the pace. If you trip and fall, get up, nurse your wound. But remember, that dollar is still right there, just waiting for you. But if you just wait too long, then that dollar becomes a distant memory. And that's how life can be. For those who don't take the advantage of getting to know themselves, getting to enjoy life, getting to help others out, because when you help others, you help yourself. Getting to see the beauty of nature, that is what life is. Understanding that time, while it's limitless, because we're human, there is a limit. And if you don't start enjoying, once that limit is up, you'll be having regret afterwards. Because I think God or your maker or whoever you believe in will show you what you missed out on. And I think that would be the biggest pain of knowing what you could have had, but you didn't grab because you ran past life or you didn't try to keep up with life. What are you guys going to choose to do? It's up to you. See, because when you're up, that's when you can be that support system for those who may be down or struggling a little bit. Guys, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I'm here on Hello World every single night between 7 and 9. That means I go on between those hours. The only time you won't catch me is if I have no Wi-Fi. But as a reminder, Hello World is all about us together. And I don't read the chat while I'm looking in the camera. Together helping each other out to get to a better place in our own lives, or even just to enjoy where we are in our lives. So if we don't take what we read in the chat or learn in the chat and apply it to our lives, then Hello World is in vain. And I definitely don't want to do anything in vain. Continue fighting, continue the race, continue learning who you are. Write in your vision board every day. Or if you don't want to write in every day, look at it every day at least. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are lovely. There is no mistake in your life. This very moment of your life is not a mistake. Whether you are going through a time where the life is hit the fan or life has hit the fan, know that if you just hold on a little longer, you'll get back up. If you are currently just going through the motions of it hitting the fan like yesterday or today, there are people out there that just want to listen and support you. Heck, I'll be out there. My number is right there. If you need to call and just talk and just need me to listen, I'll be there, because we all need that support system. I know it is one thing that anybody that knows me can definitely say, your secret is safe with me. I don't know if it'd be safe with me if you murdered someone, though, because then I might look at you kind of weird and be like, you might try to kill me. So don't tell me if you killed somebody. Um, just turn yourself in. That'd probably be better to do. Just turn yourself in and, explain that to the cops and try to ask if God can have mercy on you and the people lives that you've affected. So yeah, that's my extreme. Don't do that. Um, but yes, you are the difference. Even if you don't think you are, you are. I really do care about you guys. I love you guys. And I'm thankful for you guys being here with me and giving me a little bit of your time every single day. It means a lot to me. It really does. You guys are my little energy boosts. It keeps me going. It keeps me running my race. So if I can give back and help you run your race, then boom, bam, bam. Houston, we have a goal. Score. Something like that. So, guys, remember to like, subscribe, share, turn on your notification bells, share with people, because you never know, it might encourage them through their times or through their trying times. Whatever you guys may have written in the chat, whatever I may have said may help someone. I hope the rest of your evening is more amazing than it was today. I hope tomorrow brings you so much success that you beyond your comprehension that you could have never imagined. I hope you continue to stay in the race and be the difference for perfect strangers, for yourself, for your family, your classmates, for your teachers, for your spouse, for your other loved ones. You are amazing. Never forget that. Even when you're going through rough times, you're still amazing. You will get through. You'll have some scars and bumps and bruises, but you will get through. I know it. I've seen too many people who've gotten through. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening. And until then, you continue to be amazing.